little bit about me. Well, I'm from Colombia originally. I got here to this country in 1999. I'm a civil engineer in Colombia. My family, they had a construction company, but I don't know if you guys were very familiar with what's happening in Colombia back in the 90s. And we had a lot of drug dealers, a lot of guerrillas, a lot of problems. And my dad didn't want to, pay the taxes to the guerrillas. So he ended up getting kidnapped. We have My cousin was killed. Many of the people that worked for us were, all of a sudden disappear. So we have to pretty much leave the country. I mean, we came here because we had to, not because we wanted to be honest with you. But I was working on Monday, Wednesday. I had the ticket to come over here, and that was it. I mean, I came. I didn't speak the language. I didn't have any money. I couldn't even sell my card at the time, so I didn't have money to come. That $200, my sister and I in our pocket. We got into a duplex. It was a two-bedroom, one-bathroom. There were nine people living there. It was kind of tight. We didn't have the financial support from my family because we couldn't even find them. I mean, I actually found out where my dad was like 6 months after. But we started looking for a way to make money. So this lady, very nice lady, gave us an opportunity to work in a restaurant. So my sister became a hostess in the restaurant. I started washing dishes during the day. Um, then in the afternoon, they gave me an opportunity to wait tables, and I was going to this school at night to learn the language. So that's what I was doing. Yeah, I did that for about 9 years actually, and I mean it was enough to pretty much cover my basics. Not even that because I was actually living out of my credit cards now. Got to a point that at the end I was $45,000 in credit card debt, and I wasn't even covering the minimum payment. So I knew I had a time bomb in my hands, and I know I had to do something. The challenge is that a part time didn't work for me because I was working 70, 72 hours a week. So, I mean, I didn't have the time to another part time. So I started looking for an opportunity to get on real estate. As I said, my family developed land in Colombia, so I knew real estate was the way to go, but I didn't want to be a realtor. I didn't want to drive around people and open houses and that kind of stuff. That was not for me. So I got this guy who actually helped me buy my first two properties in 2006. But he was a very, very good guy, sales guy. I mean, everything that he said made sense because I didn't know any better. So I kind of went along, got these two properties, and obviously it wasn't the best decision. So I end up losing the tenants that I had. So I decided to start looking for a way to do it better, to get educated and to actually, learn the right things to do and not take other people's knowledge and numbers for granted, which is what I did. And that's the mistake that I made. So 2007, I came across to the community, started taking classes. I was still working full time, so I didn't have a lot of time. But cool thing about the community is that you get to leverage other people's time, other people's resources, other people's knowledge. So I used to do I took a lot of advantage of the community at the beginning. They helped me out a lot. And I started working on at the time was short sales because 2007, 2008 market changed a little bit. So a lot of people were upside down. Um, I was just to give you an idea on my full time. I was making approximately $2,000 a month, about $24,000 a year. And my first short sale, it took us 2.5 months to close. I was just calling on Tuesdays and Fridays to follow up on the file for an hour each day. And we didn't put any money, we didn't put any credit, and we ended up making $21,000 on just one deal. And that was pretty much the entire year's salary for me. And I was like, whoa, I mean, if I can do only two, I just need two. So 2007, we finished that year. 2008 is actually when we closed that short sale. But since then, I mean, we've been involved in over, I think it's 280 closings now. Um, my wife and I, we own 25 rental properties here in South Florida. We have a couple of buildings in Cleveland. We have single family homes in Cleveland. We have properties in Northern Georgia, I'm right now actually developing our dream cabin in the mountains in Georgia, in Blairsville. We're actually heading down there in 3 days. So things changed drastically. I mean, from a guy who didn't speak the language, working 72 hours waiting tables, now working from home, enjoying my daughters. I'm a soccer coach. I'm a take my daughters to every single practice that they have. We travel a lot. I mean, things change a lot. I mean, and not only is just our personal financial situation and time freedom that counts, but just seeing other people that are going through the same process because now you have the time and the resources to help them out. That's something that brings me a little bit more satisfaction than anything else. Last Friday, we just closed a fix and flip deal that we did with two of my students, Diego and Romulo. We finished up that. I mean, it took a little bit longer than expected because of the whole situation, but we made a little less than $50,000. That was 49 something. Awesome return for everybody. So I think it was a is very rewarding this business. Just the fact that I don't have to clock in and clock out anymore. I don't have to work on weekends. I mean, now during this quarantine time, most of my rentals, actually 96% of my rentals are Section 8 tenants, and the housing department actually took over all the rent payments. So, for those of you who don't know about Section 8, the tenant has to pay a portion of it, and housing pays the other portion. So during the quarantine, that many of the tenants lost their jobs, housing took over 100% of the rent payments, and I still have tenants like that. So I didn't suffer. My monthly income, which by the way is like three times my monthly expenses, were coming in, coming in, coming in, and I didn't suffer. So I tell people, listen, if you're having a financial situation, a financial hardship, do real estate. If you're really thinking about leaving a legacy for your kids, do real estate. If you're tired of your job, tired of your time commitment with some other people, building some other people's dreams, do real estate. Has been for me the best decision that I ever made, financial decision that I ever made in my life. Need to be sure that this is what you want to do because I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you have your up and downs in the business, but the rewards are awesome. I mean, I love everything about this business now. Um, but I mean, you have to obviously be passionate about it. So if you have passion of it and you're motivated, a lot of people don't want to get into real estate. They just want to try it out, like a second source of income and something like that. And that's okay. All right. But I came from a place that I was either that or look for food stamps and welfare because I couldn't afford anything else, right? So it was I was very very motivated. I remember a day when I was waiting tables that my dad had a heart condition, and he called me out and said, son, I need some money for the medicine, and I couldn't even afford that. And I was like, okay, this thing has to change. I can't live like this. I can't even help my dad. And so if you are hungry, you need to find out how big the dog is after you, right? I mean, if you have a little Chihuahua after you or you have a big pit bull after you, that's a huge difference on how fast you're gonna run. So if you have a big dog after you, I'm telling you, you're gonna make it happen because it's either that or there's no other way. So I think motivation is important. You have to be very coachable. You have to be very interested in real estate and very interested in working as a team. I do not do anything by myself, anything by myself. I don't change a light bulb. I don't do anything by myself. I have teams in place. I prefer to delegate and make a little bit less money, but enjoy my time. So if you're that kind of person that you want to work in teams, this probably is the right business for you. As far as the community goes, I'm telling you, I have checked out many other groups, and I actually have gone through their seminars, to be honest with you. And I heard what they had to say, and I think, okay, these guys are teaching or selling this stuff, which is 10 times more expensive than what we have, and they provide not even half of the support that we provide. How are these people in business? I just kind of blows my mind sometimes that they do that. And we have something beautiful with it in the community. An awesome group of people. They're willing to help any state that you are. You know, almost every single major city we have teams. Everything is educated. The education is online 24/7. I mean, something better than this, I don't think you're gonna find it anywhere. But that's my point.